Hello, everyone. I am Zara, and we are back with part 11 of Sacred Fire Early Access. And there's a bug that happens every so often with going when you start the game again, and it won't let you continue from where you last saved. So you have to go to the last checkpoint. And in the process of getting back to where we were with the same choices, I succeeded at a check with the little orphan boy, which I don't know the name of. So I decided to start recording here instead of where we left off last time because of the difference in the actions we succeeded in. So we succeeded in the check, asking him, can he climb? And he puffed out his check and raised his chin as if insulted by the question. He extends an open palm in an unmistakable gesture. He wants a reward for his trouble. What do you do? I saw before that you're a capable climber, but this is risky. He grins and makes a cut with both hands now. The price just went up. But you notice that a thing who was eyeing you like a hawk before relaxes somewhat when she sees you're letting the boy decide. What do you do? Toss him a pouch of dried meat. I don't even know if I have. Before we do this, all of this changed. I know we did the I am not good around people for sure. And then it was the swift, the calm. I didn't really want the strong, but we can do one of that. We were keeping one. And what I wanted to do, which I couldn't do last time, was it the enemies? We are there is this, but oh, there it is. You feel even more disdain towards him, seeing he must be playing dirty because he responded fast to the wall attack. Then the prisoner is valuable. You feel sympathy towards the man who could give you an edge to the fight against Rome. Then next was Ukraine. She and the old refugee have history. Eh, you can interpret this. Let's see, what was the negative? No, I don't want to do something I'm not sure about. But she values her healer reputation. You feel even more aversion towards her now, realizing she cares more about her status, not the people. And that's the one for someone we know. Luan. She wants to belong. You feel more sympathetic towards her now as you've lived as the community's fringes yourself. And yeah, that one. Two for that. said. I don't have faith. Life has taught you that no matter how hard you try, it's never enough. Yeah, this is helps with the fear resistance check and the solo check. Um, and we were looking at the well, okay, yeah, 49. We have toss him up out your dried meat. While you need someone up there to signal with, you don't like the boys haggling. Oh, well, I felt that. Try it again. Oh, it's only 5%. That's why. Toss him a bunch of dried meat. He catches it mid-flight and immediately assesses his weight. His face lights up. He's plainly happy about the trade, but he's working hard to hide it. He flashes the alarm horn for everyone to see and races to the cliff to start his ascent. People are worried that the boy might hurt himself, but they seem to think you handled it fairly. What do you do next? We follow Wid's plan and this is what we're doing. Let's move the guards to the far side of the wood, where we follow Wid's plan and prepare for the worst. We have to be safe. Let's move the guard to the far side of that mud. You see, she seriously consider your suggestion. What do? The Roman's armor will be a disadvantage. Her eyes light up with understanding.
Hell yes! That's an idea worth dying for.
Rage, excitement, and admiration is thick in her voice. How do you react? I'm glad you agree. She flashes her teeth in a wolf-like grin, and you can see she's really admires you for this. Once everyone sees you're in agreement, you don't even need to make an announcement. They all start moving towards the back. What do? Go talk to the guards yourself, as we did last time. Seeing you approach, they move to block your path. What do? I came to stay and watch with you. Seeing their failed it. Seeing their hostile reaction, you're not eager to risk your life at their side. Let's try it again. I came to stay and watch with you.
Should the Romans find us, they'll come in great numbers, and we'll all die here.
Then we take as many of them with us as we can. A cruel sneer crosses his face, which seems to mean he approves. What do? Let's lure the armored Romans into that mud wallow. You felt that. You know the veteran will oppose the plan and hesitate before getting on his bad side. Try one more time. We're gonna use your suggestion to leave the narrow gap sets the grizzled veteran off.
What are you babbling about? The entrance is the only place we can hold without being overrun.
Felt that. We're gonna give him time to cool down. He scoffs at you, but then reconsiders. The others are glancing back at the mud around the hot spring. Then someone suggests taking a closer look, and they start arguing amongst themselves. What do? The other location would allow us to use archers too. Oh. They almost simultaneously growl at you to shut up, but then one side takes up your point about the archers. Soon their thirst for revenge wins over and they move on their own to explore the other location. Once people see the guards walking towards the mud and forming a line, they take up positions on higher ground. You hear them talk over each other, and some sound like they're hoping the Romans will come. The thing nods your way to acknowledge your success in persuading the guards. Alrighty. Let's do the character point so we can continue. Oh, this is way more than the brave. This encourage. I think that's it. And the swift, which is intimidate and encourage. People. Followers. You have enough for one. The stranger freed the people. Brian is clumsy but smart. I do want to use that just in case we see him again. Yeah. You feel more compassion towards him now that you know he struggles with the basics. Helps us with our friendship with him. And decreases the hostility we have with him. Alright, let's continue. The chapter 10, the stand. Everyone having agreed to the plan means they work together swiftly and efficiently. With the threat of an attack is at the front, while the threat of an attack is at the forefront of your mind, having a sided plan helps you keep the jitters at bay. People glancing up from time to time to watch the boy as he climbs higher and higher. Please make it. What do you do? I have faith in him. So we're going to focus on the entrance. Nah, he's still young. We're going to glance up from time to time. The climb must be difficult at the start while the rocks are slippery with humidity from the hot spring. In a surprisingly short time, the boy, now a small dot above you, reaches the ridge. Okay. A few people sigh relief. What did we do? We're going to use that because of the encourage. We don't know what's coming up. What do you do? I don't need MP. Check over your battle. Nope, we're gonna stay vigilant. We're gonna stay vigilant. You manage to stay alert despite the constant monotonous blowing of the wind. There is no forewarning, no unusual silence or calm before the storm. In an instant, a wave of slavers is streaming into the glen and charging at your formation. They're completely oblivious to the shooters positioned on both sides and race towards you at fell speed. Oh, that was a great idea. Some of them stumble when from high above. The boy sounds the alarm. You hear children crying and you're struck with a terrible doubt for making Luan stay. How do you deal with it? I must do everything in my power to save them. A legendary shield wall led by the commander follows the slavers. They came prepared. Someone betrayed your presence. Huh. Someone betrayed your presence here. Soon enough, you recognize who. Please don't be the prick. Ah. Running before the pack of slavers is Brian, his face black and... Oh, they beat him up. Even though she's hiding far back with the other children, you realize Luann must have spotted him too. One of the slavers is using the boy as a shield, hoping your side will hesitate to harm him.
Son of a bitch.
She curses, but you're not sure whom she means. Mm. I want to target a different enemy.
Loose!
She releases her first. Atsane waits for them to get close, then yells loose and releases her first arrow. You can't tell what she extend. You can't tell what she intended before Brian, because Brian slips at his first step in the thick mud. Atsane's arrow runs him through. He's dead before he falls. You shake your head in dismay, but there's no time to dwell on that as the slaver horde is trying to claw you to pieces. I am not happy about that whatsoever. With the first shot fired, your people positioned on both sides rain missiles down on the enemy. You have just enough time to raise your shield as the attackers slam into the shield wall. Hold the line. Anger is helping, but fear is hurting. Shield slam. Wait, don't we have a... Yeah. Shield slam. You make sure to slam your shield full force into the charging enemy, bringing him to a dead halt. I can't believe Brian died. Both sides jolted to a halt and start hacking mercilessly at each other. A slaver raises his spear on high to stab from above. Dodge. You're quick enough to dodge and he stumbles. Finish him before he regains his balance. Kill. With the full force of your arm, you land a killing blow just as he begins to rise. Use the opening to attack the man. The next man. Kill. Thrusting into the opening, you take down another attacker. Break through their shield wall and attack them from behind. Charge! You break rank and slip through the gap to the other side, wreaking havoc on the enemy's flank. Their shield wall in disarray, more slavers begin to fall, and soon they're fleeing the field in a panic. I'm so sad about Brian. A few warriors shout your name, and you feel a new bond being forged in the heat of battle. You notice the commander is not particularly moved by this result. You realize he only deployed the slavers to weaken you. Now comes the real assault. Okay, what do we have right now? I don't have what it takes to resist that for sure. And we need the braid. I still don't want this wrong. You can tell from this distance. You can't tell from this distance, but it feels like he's looking right at you when he levels the point of his gladius in your direction. The legionnaires move in unison and he follows. It certainly feels like he's coming for you. There's nothing you can do to change the eyes of the battle. The only thing you can do is not panic. The soft ground begins to tremble with from the legionnaires approaching in lockstep. A few of the nearby fighters shift their weight nervously. Despite the advantage of the muddy battlefield, you're outnumbered and you have little chance of surviving this. What do? You stand our ground. Your mind accepts that there's nowhere to run. Holding the shield wall is the only option. Your people start raining missiles on the advancing legionnaires, but their armor and broad shields protect them well. But at least it prevents the legionnaires from hurling their spears at you, and your shields remain unencumbered. They reach your shield wall and slam against it at almost full force. But their feet are sinking into the mud, the heavy armor slowing them down from the first push. Hold the line. Shield slam. You make sure to slam your shield full force into the advancing enemy, bringing him to a dead halt. The Romans hide behind their broad shields and stab swiftly with their short sword. Oh, there. We're really at a disadvantage if this is what I'm happy I had is okay, dodge. You're fast enough to dodge, but it diverts you from keeping pressure on your shield. The gladius thrusts directly at your belly. Hmm. Failed dice. The verdict. You narrowly deflect the attack. Failed dice roll was going to mean death. Finally, sliding through the mud starts to wear them down, and the foe opposite you slips to his knees. Finish him off to create an opening. Just kill him. We have kids here. You finish him with your sword before he regains his balance. Attack the legionary's flank, now exposing the gap. I'm gonna knock him out. Knockout. You eliminate the next Roman and jump into the opening, nimbly blocking a thrust on the side. A few warriors shout your name, and you feel the rush of battle giving you new strength. In the brief moment of reprieve, you glance up towards the entrance. Oh, Talon failed the check by 2%, but no help is coming. Come on. Your moment of reprieve is short-lived as pain engulfs your unguarded. I'm down to one. Oh wow. The pain from the blade being withdrawn brings you to your knees. You don't need to look up to know who stabbed you in the back. Even covered in blood, the ornate gladius is unmistakable.
No one defies Flavius Aquila.
He shouts over the cries of dying men. Even the savage pain can't keep your mind from slipping into a haze. He's prepared to behead you when the powerful sound. He's preparing to behead you when the powerful sound shakes the valley. It penetrates the haze, and you know Wade is back in the valley. A part of you wants this all to end. What do you do? No. Find the will. Fighting through the pain, you find grit and hope. Where do you draw your strength from? Wit is here, love. Wit has trained you for a day like this. The idea of him suffering, losing you, brings you back from the brink. What is this? Oh, they arrived in 3. Okay. And this is the enemies. As your sense is sharpened, he strikes down. What do you do? I don't know if I want to dodge or swing backwards. Because I need him to... Now we're going to dodge this. 17, 16, dodge. The blade misses you by a hair, and you wager to win back your balance. He curses but regains balance with trained precision. While his men fear retribution if they intervene, you see they're ready to jump in if you try any tricks. The only way to defeat him is to whittle him down one hit at a time. Then they can't declare you the victor until it's too late. You can also drag things out and simply wait until Wade comes to your rescue, saving your strength for defending yourself. Renown. We're gonna do this. Even though I really didn't want to do the strong, we need this right now. What do you do? You have 100% attack, but we're not that smart. Intimidate, provoke. Oh, he seems smarter than me because something's going on. Hmm. I honestly have no idea. Provoke. Jump on your rage. We need Wiz to show up. Ooh. Dodge and slap, or this is gonna anger him. But they may put him at a disadvantage. And patronize is also gonna anger him. We're gonna dodge and slap. He goes for a savage strike to your flank. 60, 50, 40. Come on. He grazes your side. Succumbing to your injuries, you collapse. I am not a happy camper. We're gonna retry this. Combat reloaded. What do you do? Back to finding the wheel because that is what we're doing. What love? Wid has trained you. The idea of him suffering. He strikes down. What do you do? Dodge. The blade misses you by a hair. I think we'll attack. You find the clarity to execute a planned attack. Attack roll success for the surplus is 20%. Results in grazing. The surplus over 50 are critical. Leg. Your hit connects and he yells out in pain. He fumes with rage but regains control. He goes for a savage strike to your flank. Dodge. His aim is poor and you lean back to dodge the strike. He gives you the space to make your next move. What do you do? Honestly, outsmart. You enter a state of deep focus. Choose your tactic. You're gonna pretend terror. Oh wait, what is? We're gonna pretend terror. First, you need to create a crisis for him to fall for the roof. Send a slip while you well, dodge. You manage to dodge his strike and pretend to slip. He doesn't fall for your trick, holding back at a safe distance. He studies you angrily, looking for a way to best you. Kind of figured he was smarter than me. He goes for a low blow aimed at your leg. Counter. His attempt is clumsy and you sidestep it safely. It gives you enough space to counterattack. Select the target. Arms. Grazes him. But he shows no pain. No war cry or angry shouts betrays your brother. His body is a raw force battering the Roman commander. You hear the sickening sound of bones snapping as they go down. Noticing their commanders fall, the Romans rushed to his side. Wade is already back on his feet. He dispatched his two soldiers who didn't expect him to let the commander live and bolt back towards you. Blood loss and exhaustion are taking their toll on you. Your head spins wildly as Wade half drags, half carries you out of danger. The last thing you see is Roman soldiers carrying their injured commander away. The commander hates me, of course. Feeling this becoming mutual. And how do you spend your last hour? Leave me. Protect the men. When you briefly regain consciousness, you hear an unfamiliar female voice. She softly pats your head in comfort. You jerk your head briefly, uncertain if it is someone who Wade has sent.
There's no head injury, so if her wounds don't turn bad, she'll live.
You attempt to open your eyes to see who's speaking, but the effort exhausts.
She needs...
The voice is saying, but you lose the battle to stay awake. What's your last thought? If she's pretty, I'll set her up with Wade. That's funny. And your body decides what you need most, and your mind slips into nothingness again. When you next wake, you manage to open your eyes. You're lying upon a makeshift leather stretcher, which softens the steps of the men carrying you. All you can see is the night sky, and you quickly spot the North Star. Your training tells you you're moving northwest towards Fort Durnad. Your eyelids quickly grow heavy again, and the gentle, bumping rhythm of your journey calls you back to sleep. What do you make of it? I need to regain my strength. You fall into a deep, dreamless slumber. You wake to a cold sensation on one side and hot on the other, and sit up with an effort.
Slowly.
Your head spins wildly. A woman who must be the healer who has been caring for you steadies you. Her floral scent tells you that she's more refined than most. She withdraws, and you see your people resting among several fires nearby. Your whole body hurts, but worse is the thirst. Your lips, mouth, and throat are all maddeningly dry. What do you do? Healer. Water, please.
Here you go. Drink slowly.
She hands you a bowl of water. What do you do? Drink slowly. You restrain yourself, and even the first sip feels as though the water has doused the fire, tormenting your every breath. What do you do? Where is Wade? He is observing the enemy. They retreated and haven't moved for 2 days now. You glance up at the sky to get a sense of the time. A familiar silhouette is circling overhead. You feel betrayed that Talon didn't warn you about the backstabbing like you trained him to. I'm not trying to be mad at Talon, but he's never been left to fend for himself for this long. Thank you. What do you do? You want to feed him. Your wealth is locked up and outfit upgrades. You want to unlock some wealth? Oh wow. I don't even know. Was it the, where did I get the, it was the shield. Oh, what is this? I am not in. We need to change. I'm gonna feed him. She looks surprised when you raise your hand in the signal Talon is trained to recognize, but soon catches up. The instant you're prepared to drive me, Talon descends at full speed and starts to vicariously feed. She nods and observes him with a detached expression. You vividly recall the day you first saw Talon, newly hatched. Wade found him and brought him home as a gift for me. She nods silently, her face unreadable. What do you do? Use the moment to observe her. Her appearance, manners, and speech will suggest high standing, but she has a working woman's hands. There's also a long blowing quiver amongst her things, unusual for a healer. You recognize the fletching. She is the mysterious archer who stopped you from running to the slavers, and I forgot about that. Slavers in the woods. The rest of her equipment is what you could expect for a healer, just more of it. You realize you found the expert healer who can tell you about the herbs Luann collected. What do you do? I'd like you to take a look at these herbs.
I hope you didn't ingest those in any form.
What do you say? Please, this is very important to me. What are its effects?
Well, it's not lethal, if that's what you're asking. But they'll give you a stomach ache for days. Why is it so important to you? Do you plan to use it against the Romans?
Someone was using it to hurt her.
That's horrible. Are you certain about this?
Did I promise Luann? I think I did. I'm not going to tell her that. I need a healer to back me up when I confront them.
What do you plan to do?
Do you have any suggestions?
If someone's been weakening the community for her own benefit for years, banishment.
She says firmly.
Perhaps I could be of assistance if I knew more about it.
Tell her about your grain then, Luann. When you finish your account, any doubts you may have had are dispelled.
I could take your friend Luan in as an apprentice.
Okay.
Since I don't actually need the help, she'd have time to take care of her little friends. I've seen her with them. She's a natural for the task. She'll find fulfillment there.
So while that is happening, we are going to people. Luann. Oh wait, who came off? Oh no, they just added her. Where is Merle? Okay, Luann. Brian is dead, so if we do this, you feel more empathy. What does the negative do? Oh no. You feel more empathy towards her now that you realize she struggles to be herself. He's Stranger, what do you have? Do we still not know her name? Nope. She's hardworking, She's a mysterious archer. She's an expert healer. And this how much is it? 20. What do you say? How come I still don't know your name?
Claire.
Gives a friendly nod. Thank you, Claire.
Excellent. Let's just hope they're alright. I'm sure Wit is looking out for them.
How you know it? I recognize that fletching.
You do? There's an excellent Fletcher at the fort. His arrows are in high demand.
Days back, an arrow just like this one signaled me to hide.
Hmm.
She's indifferent. They also risked their life and led the enemy away.
And you think that proves it was me who led the slavers away?
Smile knowingly, but let it rest. She stays detached and stern. Oh, hard exterior. What do you do? Did I say something out of place?
You should try to eat something and regain your strength.
Not long after, she returns with a steaming bowl of chowder. What do you do? Reach for the bowl. You are not feeding me. She passes you the chowder. What do you do? Thank you for everything, Claire. A woman with a baby approaches Claire and the two of them leave. You don't know if it's thanks to the cook or your ravenous hunger, but the chowder tastes delicious. It must have been something trivial because Claire returns soon after you finish the chowder.
You should try to rest now.
She leaves. Your whole body hurts, but you're tired and fall asleep after the hearty meal. The last thing you hear is the beating of Talon's wings as he takes flight. You feel slightly less alone. What? Let's see. This isn't going anywhere. One for strong. And power, healer. Abuses her power for sure. You feel more aversion towards her now, realizing she mistreats the orphans, or we can do the you feel less threatened by her now that you know her weak. Aversion, for sure. Oh, she's got that's one for your grain. Let's. He feels protective. Leading is hard. He trusts you. Care about the weak. Leading is hard. You feel less envious of your brother now that you've experienced the burden of command yourself. Yeah. We need another. And we have. I am not in control. I'm incomplete. I don't have what it takes. go do chapter 11.